she will ensure that we usher in one of the greatest periods of change in America that we've seen, at least in the last century. So I'm excited to bring on, I hope she's here, queuing her up.
Yep.
Is Amy, you're here. Right, there you are, I see you.
Hey.
Thank you very much for being on. And I'd love to hear you lay your heart out there and let folks know more about you, about your race, about your mission.
All right. Well, thank you, Senator Booker, for doing this. Thanks to everyone who's on this call, any of the other candidates for stepping up and running. You know that our country is in peril right now. And look, the scope of what we're going through as a country with coronavirus, and it's just, I know the Democratic convention's going on this week and we're all excited for that. But it's just a reminder again that this is the first international crisis in a century in which no one is looking to the United States for leadership. And it's because our current leaders, and especially Mitch McConnell, have failed us with no federal response to this coronavirus, no coordinated federal response. And we really need new leaders. For somebody like me, you run here in Kentucky. Kentucky's had a lot of problems even before the coronavirus. But one of the reasons that this race is winnable and very, very close here is because Mitch McConnell, we all know how bad he is for the country. You all know this. But he's really bad for Kentucky too, especially during this coronavirus. We have over 1 million Kentuckians who have filed for unemployment sometime in the past 6 months. We have 15,000 new cases of coronavirus in the last month. Hundreds of thousands of Kentuckians still don't have health insurance during this time. And where is our senator? Where is Mitch McConnell? Right now, he's on vacation. He didn't do anything all summer. We knew the benefits that Kentuckians were depending on right now were going to be running out. What did he do? He waited till the last minute, threw an unworkable bill on the table, and walked away. It's the opposite of leadership. And as somebody that's been in the military for 24 years, I got to tell you, Mitch McConnell is missing in action at the very time this country needs him. But that is just one example of why he needs to go. The good news is, for everybody on this call, you should know that Kentucky, for the first time in probably its history, is making voting easier during this pandemic. It's never been easier to vote in Kentucky than it will be in this coming election right here in 76 days. I guess it's 76 now in Kentucky. That's good. That means more people can get to the polls, more people can vote by mail, and can vote Mitch McConnell out. He has a very low approval rating right here and in Kentucky. And we know that only 13% of Americans think the country is going in the right direction. Okay? We need a new generation of leaders. I believe very deeply in that. I think we need leaders that are going to put their country above politics, above their personal power, and above their political party. We need it now more than ever. So that's why I'm running against Mitch. Right now, if you want to talk about all the things, and Senator Booker just touched on it at the very beginning, whatever your cause is, whatever you're here for, and I'm looking down here at the screen, there's 201 people who have joined this. Whatever is in your heart, whether it's I want to work for racial justice in this country, or I care about climate change, or I care about healthcare, or I care about voting rights, or I care about building good quality jobs for people in Kentucky or Georgia or wherever, infrastructure. Guess what? We're not going to be able to get any of those things done as long as Mitch McConnell is in office. That's what we saw. It's what we saw for the last 2 decades. We've got to get him out. And we have never a better shot than we do here in 2020. I'm committed to doing everything I can to get rid of him and to build our country back better. Some people say, I just want to get back to normal. Folks, normal is what got us here. We got to have a vision for the future. And that means we've got to tackle things like racial injustice. We've got to tackle things like making sure that every American has affordable and accessible health care. We've got to invest in ourselves. And what am I talking about in Kentucky? I'm talking about infrastructure. I'm talking about not only fixing our 20th century infrastructure, but broadband, cell phone coverage. These are the things that we need in Kentucky and that we're not getting. We've got to tackle things like the opioid crisis. These are issues that Mitch McConnell has no interest in tackling. And we can do it if we get him out, okay? Everybody says this, and I'll wrap it up. Everybody says this, you hear this a lot. Hey, this is the most important election of our lifetime, right? How many times have you heard that?
A lot.
I tell you, yeah. Here's the deal, though. This is the most important election of our lifetime, right now. We can change the trajectory of our country for the better if we can get rid of Mitch McConnell. And I would say, and this is coming from Amy, I believe I have an obligation to change the trajectory of our country for the better. I just asked you all to do whatever you can. You know, some people can knock on doors, some people can take to social media, some people can write checks, some people can run for office. I'm doing my part. I'm just an American, like every single one of you. And you're patriots. Thank you for standing up, and let's go do this thing.
Thank you, Amy. Give it up. I am excited about truly a rising star in Sweet Peach, Georgia, where my parents lived for about 20 years. And I'm so excited that in a state where we have a chance to pick up 2 Senate seats, that this is a state where we just saw Stacey Abrams lose by 50,000 votes after a lot of shenanigans, after a lot of mishigas. These are political science terms here, folks. And we have now this incredible chance